Look, just think about it for a second. Literally every single day, we're absolutely bombarded by these flashy weight loss advertisements. You open your phone or turn on the TV, and what do you see? Detox teas promising total miracles, fat burners with these explosive neon labels, and super aggressive headlines screaming, "Lose 10 pounds in a week." Millions of people are buying into these promises, right? They're strictly following this rigid set of widely accepted diet rules. Yet despite all of this, despite this massive billion-dollar industry, obesity rates just continue to rise. We really have to step back and ask ourselves, why is that happening if we supposedly have all these miraculous solutions right at our fingertips?
So this brings us to a pretty massive, almost uncomfortable question. What if everything you've been told about losing weight was just fundamentally wrong? What if the very rules people blindly follow year after year are actually the root of the whole problem? Because the reality is, weight loss isn't magic. It's not about one single superfood. It's not a secret workout trick or some elusive hack. It's really just about understanding how your body actually works. And in this explainer, we are going to dive in and expose the science that proves these fads completely 100% wrong.
I am sure you recognize these phrases. Skip breakfast, eat every 2 hours, rely on these massive cheat days, completely cut out your carbs. These are the supposed golden rules that so many of us try to live by. But today, we're going to completely debunk 10 of the biggest weight loss myths out there, and I guarantee some of them are seriously holding you back. In fact, we have a massive surprise coming up a bit later about how your body sweats that is going to flip everything you've probably heard at the gym totally upside down.
Okay, let's dive right into part 1, food rules and calorie confusion.
All right, let's head straight into the kitchen with a huge one. This first group of myths surrounds the overwhelming amount of daily food rules we hear, starting with this incredibly common idea that carbohydrates automatically cause weight gain. I see this literally everywhere, but the truth? Carbohydrates are actually your body's absolute preferred source of energy. Foods like whole grains, oats, rice, potatoes, beans, and fruit can and absolutely should be part of a healthy diet. The true enemy here isn't the carb itself. It's the highly processed foods that are completely loaded with added sugar, unhealthy fats, and just excess calories. Ultimately, eating too many calories, whether they come from carbs, fats, or protein, is what actually leads to weight gain.
Moving on to our next really dangerous misconception. You hear it all the time. If I just drop my calories to under 1,000 a day, I'm going to lose weight so much faster. Now sure, while severe starvation might cause a quick drop on the scale initially, it is completely unsustainable. Severe calorie restriction causes extreme hunger, your energy levels plummet, you invite nutrient deficiencies, and you experience serious muscle loss. And the end result? Eventually, many people just end up rebounding and regaining the weight. You have to remember, sustainable loss requires a moderate calorie deficit, not starving your body.
Now, what's really interesting here is the flip side of that coin. We look at incredibly nutritious foods like avocados, nuts, peanut butter, and olive oil. They are so good for you, right? But they are also incredibly calorie dense. The myth here is that just because a food is quote-unquote healthy, you get a free pass to eat an unlimited amount of it. The reality is that portion sizes still absolutely matter if your main goal is weight loss. You gotta remember that both quality and quantity matter when building a diet. It's the whole package.
And then there's the famous magic sunset rule. The myth that if you eat after 8 p.m., those calories just magically transform into fat while you sleep. Look, your body doesn't wear a wristwatch. Weight gain depends primarily on your overall daily calorie intake and your lifestyle, not the clock on the wall. Eating a perfectly healthy dinner at 8 p.m. does not automatically cause weight gain. Late-night eating is really only an issue if it leads to extra, mindless snacking on the couch that pushes you into a calorie surplus right before bed.
So, moving right along to part 2, the shortcut trap.
Now that we've cleared up all that kitchen confusion, let's talk about the commercialized snake oil, the incredibly dangerous, not to mention very expensive appeal of quick fixes. If you walk into literally any supplement store, you are guaranteed to see rows upon rows of bottles promising rapid fat loss. But the myth that fat burners rapidly melt away body fat is just a complete illusion. The reality is, most of these supplements have very little scientific evidence actually backing up their dramatic claims. What they usually do is rely on temporary stimulants that might briefly increase your heart rate or make you feel a little jittery energy. But let me be super clear on this. Absolutely no supplement can ever replace healthy eating, regular physical activity, and consistency. If it sounds too good to be true, yeah, it almost always is.
And that brings us perfectly to those viral detox teas. It feels like every few months, a new detox drink spreads like wildfire on the internet. But let's actually look at the biological definition of detoxification. It is a continuous, completely natural process handled beautifully by your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, and your digestive system to remove waste. Your body already has an incredibly sophisticated built-in detox system. Most of these expensive teas, they simply act as laxatives or diuretics that just cause temporary water loss. Yes, the number on the scale might drop for a day or two, but it is not body fat.
All right, let's look at part 3, exercise and sweat fallacies.
Let's step out of the supplement aisle and hit the gym to tackle some really deep-rooted misconceptions about physical output. So many people want six-pack abs, right? And they believe this myth that doing hundreds of crunches will specifically burn away belly fat. But here is the hard truth. You cannot spot reduce fat. It simply doesn't work that way. Doing crunches will absolutely strengthen the muscles underneath, for sure, but fat loss happens across your entire body as a whole. Where your body actually decides to lose that fat first is dictated entirely by your genetics, your hormones, age, and overall body composition. You can't just choose where your body burns it from.
Okay, here is that big surprise we teased earlier. Have you ever seen someone at the gym wearing extra heavy layers or even an actual sauna suit to sweat more during a workout? The myth is that more sweat equals more fat literally melting away. But here's the reality check. Sweat is just your body's cooling system. That's it. That heavy sweating mostly reflects water loss, not fat burning. The second you drink a big glass of water, that weight comes right back. Real, lasting fat loss takes weeks and months of consistency, not just one extremely sweaty workout session. So what is the true relationship between the gym and your plate? The myth is, hey, I can eat whatever I want because I work out. Now, while exercise is absolutely fantastic for your heart, your muscles, and your mental health, the reality is that it is shockingly easy to eat back all the calories you just spent an hour burning in a matter of minutes. For most people, nutrition plays the single biggest role in weight management. To get the very best results, you absolutely have to combine your physical activity with proper nutrition. Which brings us to part 4, the secret reality, also known as the boring basics. So if the fat burners are junk and the detox teas are just water weight and you literally can't out-train a bad diet, what actually works? People are always searching for that one miracle fix, but lasting weight loss really comes down to these 5 core strategies. Just 5 totally ordinary habits that massively improve your results when you repeat them consistently. Number 1, eat mostly whole foods. Number 2, move your body regularly. Number 3, get enough sleep. Number 4, manage your stress. And number 5, drink enough water. Now, why do these 5 strategies improve results so drastically? It's because they work in absolute perfect synergy. Things like sleep and stress management directly regulate the hunger hormones that usually cause you to fail. Whole foods and water naturally keep you full in a calorie deficit without making you feel totally starved. You aren't just blindly cutting calories, you are actually optimizing your physiology so your body naturally wants to let go of the weight. And this brilliantly illustrates our main takeaway for today. The boring basics often beat the flashy shortcuts, every single time. Look, I know it might not be as exciting to talk about sleep schedules and whole foods as it is to talk about some secret, exotic tea from a faraway mountain. But ignoring those quick fixes is the ultimate key to success. The biggest myth of all is the idea that losing weight has to be complicated. It truly doesn't.
When you finally ditch the fads and focus on sustainable habits, you unlock the real formula. It's like a giant puzzle, and it starts with small changes. You don't overhaul your entire life in 24 hours. You take those small changes and you just repeat them every single day. Over time, those daily actions compound into incredibly big, lasting results. You don't have to starve yourself, and you certainly don't have to spend a fortune on useless supplements. So now that we've totally exposed the truth behind these supposed rules, I really want to hear from you. Which weight loss myth did you absolutely believe before watching this explainer? Drop your answers down in the comments. I'd love to read them. It really makes you wonder, right? What if the secret to your health wasn't constantly doing more, but finally doing less of the wrong things? If you want to keep learning how your body really works, make sure to subscribe and join us for more science-backed health and longevity explainers every single week. Catch you next time.